I'm your host, Josh. This is Season 4, Episode 6. Today we're going to talk about pronation, and we're going to talk a little bit about shoes. Let's first start out with when I was training for a 100K, 100 kilometers. During the training, I was stretching my feet and my foot grew, and I changed sizes from, I was wearing 10s, and then I went to a 11 and a half. I did try on some 12s, but they were too big. But yeah, so my feet did grow in size, just because I was stretching them so much, I guess. And I went from a wide to an extra wide with my feet. But I didn't know that until did a lot of research with the injury that I had. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that if you got an injury, or you're stretching your feet as you're training for your marathon, or just know that your feet may go up in a size even if you're 20 years old or older. So your feet can always change, and if you're a woman, definitely your feet can change if you ever get pregnant or something. So yeah, definitely your feet can change. They can grow, especially if you start stretching. If you do some stretches to your feet. So with that being said, the pronation, there's under pronation, there's over pronation, and then there's neutral pronation. And then you can have extreme cases of these. But basically, under pronation, if you look at the back of your shoe, you can see that the tread of your shoe should be on the outer part of the shoe. So where you would definitely be running more on your small toes. So it should be on the outer the outer side. If you're over pronation, then you would more likely be running, off of your big toe. So look for the inner sole of the shoe. You'd be looking at that. And you can look at the back of your shoe and see a neutral pronation is going to be just kind of like in the middle, on the toes and the heel of the foot, or not the foot, but the shoe. And with that being said, I would say that I am over pronation. I tend to run more on the big toe. And I wear neutral shoes. I wear the Brooks Ghost. I was wearing the New Balance 1080s. Those are really nice. But these ones were cheaper, so that's why I got them. And they're pretty nice as well. So I'm wearing a neutral shoe, probably for a neutral pronation, but I am over pronation because I definitely run on my big toe, and Usually I find that I strike my big toe first before the mid sole when I'm running. So, but I consciously um try not to run on my big toe with the big toes or my toes hitting the ground first. I try to run where the the mid of my foot touches the ground first. So that's what I try to. But then, if you're not thinking about it and you're really really tired, sometimes it just happens where you start just to run on the big toe or over a pronation. Um, and injuries can come from however you run, but I mean, I guess you're striving to be neutral pronation, but I think, I would just keep running how you're running, and try not to change how you're running. Unless it's a really extreme case and you're getting injured from it, then you're gonna need to seek professional help for sure. Um, but oh, and then I also have a high arch, which is good for neutral shoes as well. Um, I don't know much about flat feet because I don't have flat feet. So if you have flat feet, you might want to do some research on that, and figure out the best shoe. Even though my shoes aren't designed for over pronation, they feel really nice when I'm running, and I'd encourage you to just try on some shoes. It can get pretty crazy because you got to figure out if you are a normal size, if you're a wide, or if you're an extra wide. Then you have to figure out your size, and it can take some time to find the perfect shoe. I find with my situation, since I'm extra wide, none of the running shoe stores have them that you can actually go to. And then, Dick's or any sporting goods stores don't have them either. And then the running stores usually don't have them. And the extra wide, that's a tough size to find, especially a really good, nice shoe. So, I just end up usually just ordering from Amazon a bunch of different sizes in that one shoe, and then trying them on and then shipping them back. I find that's the best way because even researching these stores and calling them ahead of time to go try on some shoes, right? They don't even have the stock. So just don't, I'd say, don't waste your time. If you can find them on Amazon in your size, the ones that you want to try on, just if you can, just order 4 different pairs, and try them on, and just see how it goes, and then just return the 3 that don't work. So, but hopefully that helps you out. But yeah, if I was you, I would try to do some more research, because getting the right running shoe is definitely going to help you in your journey for running the marathon. And having the wrong shoe definitely could you could have an injury from that. So yeah, picking the right shoe, I would say, is pretty important. And figuring out what your pronation is really beneficial to the process. And figuring out also, are you a high arch, medium arch, or do you have a flat foot? You definitely want to figure all this stuff out. So, and it just takes a little bit of time. And yeah, I would say if you have just a normal size, you're not you don't have a width or an extra wide, or just a regular wide, then they should have your shoes in stock, and you could just go down to the running store, or you could go to Dick's or something, and try on different brands. So you might not have to do the Amazon idea, unless you're extra wide or something like that. I find that the stores don't have the shoes in stock. So okay, and I hope this can help. I did want to talk about. So I took the eggs this morning. I was talking about in the last episode that I was gonna try to because I felt so bad after the 16 miles. I was gonna try to eat before I left. And it turned out that was not a good idea. I did the eggs first. I only had 2 eggs, but I was like, the first three miles of my run, I kept stopping, and it was just really bad. Tired. Now I ate the 2 eggs like 15 minutes before I left, for the run, but I don't know. It was just really bad. So I think next week I'll just try the shake. I take the vegan one shake. It's kind of like a protein shake, and it has like multivitamins in it. And then I would like to try the Shakeology. I think that's another one where it has lots of vitamins in it, but it also has the protein. So it's not just like a protein shake. It has lots of vitamins in it as well. Yeah, and then I also, I felt good after the 3 miles. After I got all that, sometimes I really have a tough time at the beginning of my long runs. But once I get into the groove, then it's, sometimes, at least today, it was pretty smooth sailing after the 3 miles. I felt kind of good. I know I was really slow. I was slower than usual because my legs were shot from playing softballs. I guess I was sprinting bases, and just my legs felt tired, felt heavy, and then they were sore. So I couldn't extend my leg as far as I wanted to, but I definitely felt like my legs were heavy. So I don't know if it was a good idea to play softball while I trained for a marathon. So you might want to reconsider playing another sport while you train for a marathon. If you're listening to this before you sign up, yeah, you might want to consider that. And if you're paying all this money to run the marathon, then you might want to just give your other sports a rest and just focus on the running as well. But yeah, hopefully next week I won't have heavy legs, and we'll just do the shake, and hopefully everything is perfect. We got 1 more week till race day, or 2 more weeks before race day. So, but 1 more week of training. So hopefully I can put it all together and have a great run for sure. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will get you on the next episode, and I'll let you know how it went, and hopefully you figure out what type of shoe you need. Thanks for listening today, and